Now we're moving on to this story. Watch this.
That's the collection of voices that you'll hear tomorrow that the Democrats will go out and raise their hands with and cheer with. And some of these people are so blinded by their hatred of President Donald Trump that they can't find one reason to celebrate America or all that we've accomplished and continue to accomplish under this new administration. But tomorrow, this rally is not about freedom. It's about the opposite. For many of our Democrat colleagues, tomorrow is about creating really a spectacle. That's what they've been doing here every day of the shutdown with their little TikTok videos and their publicity stunts. And they're going to do it in a much larger venue tomorrow. And as the shutdown drags on, it's becoming increasingly clear that this spectacle is the reason the Democrats have refused to reopen the government. If you think about what's going to happen here tomorrow, you're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party. That is the modern Democratic Party.
Okay, that was Speaker Johnson on Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer and the Democrats continuing the government shutdown through the weekend so Democrats can grandstand off of that at their anti-Trump No Kings rally this weekend. Let's welcome back to the show Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum. Secretary, it's always a pleasure to see you again. Thanks for spending the time with us. What do you make of what the Speaker just said? Because Senator John Thune again said he will sit down with Democrats on how Obamacare is unsustainable, but only after they end the shutdown. He said he's not going to negotiate under hostage conditions. What's happening with this No Kings rally and the shutdown?
Well, first of all, I agree with Senator Thune and Speaker Johnson. If the Democrats want to talk about health care, then bring the government back into business. Let us and then introduce a bill and see if it passes. I mean, it's just that simple. That's the way America works. But meanwhile, President Trump, with the incredible work that he's doing on world peace, he's releasing hostages earlier this week, just 4 days ago, accomplishing that. And then now we got Schumer and the few Senate Democrats holding the U.S. economy hostage. And in the rally that they've got going on this weekend, you can count on the fact that a number of the people who are going to show up for that are paid. I mean, protesting is a business model now for people that are trying to drive change. And it's an insult to Americans because when you're shutting down government, places like Interior, we're a business. We over 20% of America's land, 25% of our oil comes off of that we need for everything that you do, driving your car, driving tractors, there's food on your table, the clothes you wear. Our economy has to keep running, and they're trying to shut everything down from permitting to the fact that we operate law enforcement, firefighting, schools. The Interior is a giant business, and now we're trying to run it without government funding.
And people aren't getting paid for what you just said, right? The military is not getting paid. Federal workers are not getting paid because Democrats decided abnormally to bully through what they could not get in legislation via the big leverage of a government shutdown. We've never really seen that before. This is the same clean continuing resolution we've seen 13 times under Biden. So what do you make of this? Now it looks like the IRS does have grounds to get rid of and yank the tax-free, tax-exempt status of Soros' nonprofit Open Society. It gave $3 million to the indivisible organization it's helping to organize these anti-Trump protests. But that's in violation of federal law, sir. You can't operate tax-free as a 501c3 and engage in politics like this. Other nonprofits have lost their tax-free status for much less. I mean, this is the Open Society nonprofit, $32 billion from Soros since 1984. It's been operating tax-free. Do you think it loses its tax-free status?
Well, it must. It's a business. It is a business. That's what it's doing. And when you hire employees to protest, that's a business. This is not a bunch of folks, Americans, that are just out there spontaneously, concerned about something. I mean, this is a business. So I think that's absolutely right. But meanwhile, Americans, if you're a small business owner in the entrance community of one of our national parks, and you've got a Democrat senator, call them. I mean, we're losing $1 million million a day in revenue across all of our national park entrance community small businesses. When they did this the last time, ended up being close to $500 million of lost revenue just in that one small aspect. But this is costing our economy billions of dollars. And guess what, Liz? China is not taking the month off. They didn't say we're going to shut down the government. And we're in a battle with China right now on whether it's on critical minerals, the AI arms race. We're in a battle right now. We've got to have the government up and running. And the Democrats, aren't even thinking about the impact that they're creating on our country.
Great insights, great points, always from the Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum. Secretary, thanks again for being with us. It's great to see you.